I've been meaning to get this one out. So I am all about this 2020 ascension process, which I sort of explained in another video. But for those of you who didn't see the other video, basically from 2020 to 2025, well, we've been in it for a couple decades actually. We are going to wake up. There's a lot of people who are asleep. They're not free souls. They're in a constant cycle of reincarnation. And they've been that way because the powers that be wanted to keep them in that constant state. People like me are light workers who actually have the freedom to reincarnate as we will, not stuck in a karmic cycle. So I came here by choice. I reincarnated here by choice. Other people do not. They die, and instead of going to the cosmos where we're from, they go right back into a body, possibly repeating the same exact cycle. So it's like Groundhog's Day for them. That is going on right now. Not everyone is a free soul. I am free. You can tell free souls because our actions on earth give us freedom. Like we stay free there, we stay free here. But a lot of people are waking up. And so the ascension process is by 2025, the age of Aquarius. We're going into the 5D and the fifth dimension, meaning we're going to be integrating our souls and these spiritual gifts. And, you know, channeling mediums and psychics are going to be the norm if you're going to be in that world. And with it comes a high dose of high frequency with it. So the pandemic, as you call it, that's part of it. You know, that's part of the ascension process. That was going to happen. And that's why and depending on your path and your spiritual growth and evolution and ability to keep a high frequency, you're going to maintain it and get through it, or it's going to lay you out. I've been listening to Ashera Star Goddess, who is, I think she's a medium. She's a clairvoyant. I don't know. She doesn't talk about the channeling as much. I think she mentioned it once. But she has like 100,000 subscribers on her YouTube channel. Black woman. And I started listening to her because she was the only voice out there that was sort of saying what I know when I channel the angels. And I was like, I got the direct source. I have ancestors and angels that I've developed the spiritual gifts and ability over the last 4 years to channel with pretty clearly. And so she's the only one out there talking about this, the ascension process, this and that. And she said something that blew my mind. I had to go channel my ancestors and angels. She was absolute. And I gotta tell you guys, it is gonna sound crazy on one hand because it's out there, but it's not gonna sound crazy when you think about it and listen. So this is my response to that. She basically was right. She got a little bit wrong. So, so I'm going to go into it. Okay? I wish there was a pause button for when you have a 3.5-year-old. Can you wait until I'm done doing this, baby? All right. So, here's what's going on. It all goes back to racism, white supremacy, Jesus. And who has melanin and who doesn't. Basically, melanin, as Ashera melanin is in us. Melanin is amazing. There's scientists all over the country examining melanin. Why does it keep our pineal gland from damage? And the pineal gland is directly related to your ability to open up your psychic vision. Why does it keep it whole when you're putting all this fluoride, which calcifies it? Why does it have crystals in it? Right? There's crystals around. How does it do radiation so well? How does it do radiation from the sun and the heat so well and synthesizes it? How does it protect the skin? How does it keep your face youthful? It's truly a potent elixir of life, right? It has everything to do with this. So this is going to sound out there, and that's okay. It is truth. If you're in the spiritual community, you should not be shocked by this. You should embrace it and go do your own research if you'd like. I always tell you if the source I'm giving you is science-based, where you can look it up at nih.gov, or if it's going to be in a channeling session with my angels and my spirit guides or my ancestors, okay? So, let's get into it. Black people are here on this planet to wake white people up. If you have melanin the way I do, I am a free soul. I chose to be here. I chose my other incarnations. I am not a sheep. I am not asleep. They cannot program me and social condition me the way they can do other souls who've been trapped in a vicious karmic cycle. Those souls that have been trapped in a vicious karmic cycle are those white souls, white bodies, that do not have melanin. 75% of them, to be exact. This is the one place where Ashera was wrong, but everything else she said was right. About 20, the angels told me 75% are stuck in that karmic cycle who need the melanin in order to ascend. The other 25% are in a category of either they have ascended past where they don't need the melanin in order to awaken and can go into the cosmos and ascend and go to the cosmos and heavens where they're from, or they've had a previous life where they've awakened into enough consciousness that even though they're in a white body here, they can still go to the cosmos when they die, not get stuck in the vicious cycle, and still have free will, because they've done that work and it's a part of their soul essence and their vibration. Okay, but for 75%, they literally was like 75% of white bodies who have not integrated with melanin are stuck in a vicious cycle. We actually came here to save them. So Ashera will go into this in detail, but basically it was during the Tower of Babel, we were all supposed to intermingle and intermix and not be segregated. But do you remember the Tower of Babel where everyone at the drop of a hat started talking? Well, that was done by beings who wanted us separated. They wanted us separated so that they could control these non-melanated beings. Because I'm back and forth. I know, I've seen my reincarnated life. I was a badass in all of them. I can't wait to see what this one brings, right? You know, and so I knew that. So I'm looking at these people who are so disconnected from their soul, who are so easy to program. Well, that's because they're stuck in a cycle and they're not free like I am. They're not free to incarnate. They are disconnected from their spirit. They don't know. And we're literally here to save it. And it goes back to white Jesus. So when they made the savior of humanity pretty much known throughout, a picture of a white face, that made it easier for them to control and segregate us. We were all supposed to intermingle. Everyone's going to have a little bit of melanin. My biracial daughter in the back, she has enough. She has enough for the bloodline, right? So we are actually coming here to try to save like white America, like 75% of white people who don't have melanin because they cannot ascend. And if, you know, like, I don't know if you guys can channel, you can go to a medium, but you start asking these questions. I did channel on it. I heard it. It actually did not sound crazy to me from everything I see and I know from the people who are white. And I'm like, why can't you feel this? Why aren't you connected to the energy? Why aren't you have these psychic senses that like every black person I know has, right? So for me, it didn't sound weird because it's just like, y'all just different. Like, you can't read energy. You don't know, have ancestors. You don't know that there's ghosts around. Like, and there's always been just like, I'm looking at them like, why don't you have these spiritual gifts? Like, I don't get it. So for me, it wasn't really hard to see that, especially knowing how free I am, but like how people are just stuck in the programming. So yes, there were negative beings who programmed them because this is the only place where they have these people stuck in this vicious reincarnation cycle because they don't have the melanin, but they told them that you don't need melanin. They told you white supremacy was the issue, was the way to go. And when they told you that, and they had that picture of white Jesus, you believed it. And so you go on being racist your whole life, and people like us come down to this earth and incarnate to wake you up and show you that you have to do better. And like, it's interesting because there's such an air of superiority, and it's like, we came to save you. And that can sound outlandish all at once, but I'm just giving you the facts and the data. I did channel this with my ancestors and the angels just to verify. They're like, yes. And it actually absolutely corresponds to what I know of people and what I've been seeing. Why I'm so free and able to see past the BS, but other people can be programmed into just reciting dumb stuff. Like, if you see me on my real estate investing blog, I'm like, why do they just keep regurgitating this cookie cutter advice? It doesn't work. It's because they're programmed to. They don't know how, like, all they know is how to be programmed. I'm the free one, which is why we can come in and sort of shake things up as black people. We really shake things up. We have that ability to in a way that they just can't because of their conditioning. But now I know at the spiritual level, we're free and they're not. We actually came to say that. And so if Jesus, his face, you know, from the Middle East, and he is black, FYI, was a black man, this white supremacy and racism could not flourish, and they know it. So they deliberately made him white, which then made white supremacy and the non-integration that Martin Luther King wanted so bad, made it impossible. And so now they're stuck in a vicious cycle. And I mean, I can tell, like, their program, to me, I'm like, you don't seem free, you keep going along with the flow even when it's wrong. Like, it's obvious to me, like, don't you have a soul or heart? Like, you can't tell that's wrong, and they can't. Their program, they can't. It's really, truly hard for them. So every time you see a black person die on TV, on camera, it was supposed to be caught on camera. They were supposed to see it, so it would spark in them something to change and grow. So every single one of those souls gave up their human life. Don't worry. On the earth plane, on the galactic plane, they're having a good time. Trust and believe they're having a great time, okay? Layla, let me finish, and then we'll go to the beach, okay? I will get you some food. We'll go to Chick-fil-A. Sorry, guys, I'm a mom, so I got to get this in where I get it. But I got to tell you this because this stuff is lit, and it's real. So, I mean, so when I heard this, I was like, this intuitive... Layla. We're going to go get some food, okay? I'm going right now. Can you be patient? Can you be patient? Thank you, beautiful. Go look at your sticker book, okay? Okay, beautiful? Say, okay, mommy. Thank you so much. Okay. So, oh, when I lose, okay, they're reincarnated. They don't know. White supremacy, white Jesus, black Jesus. Right. If Jesus was black, it wouldn't have happened. But then these lower vibrational beings, these bloodlines, these 1%ers, they wouldn't have been able to keep them enslaved without the supremacy. So they were in charge of this. And when you get told a lie over and over and over and over, you believe it. It's in your genetics. Melina says, I'm driving, but I can sort of glance every now and then. Please do a live on these black women hating black men. Ooh, okay. Melina, actually, I want to bring you on because I want to hear, because you're correct. My twin flame, he actually sees these bluish purple people, how you were saying America's part of the blue and purple ray. He actually sees his ancestors as bluish purple. So I'd love to talk to you one day to get out of you your channeling. So Melina is very spiritually connected as well. And no surprise there. I attract pretty high-end people. I just do. It's my vibration. And I'm going to have her on because she's going to write a book on what she's been channeling. And guys, like, she's on point. And I need her... Like, I need your Melina, I need your part to be out there too because you have the truth as well. So give me a heart or thumbs up if you can make that happen. I was going to reach out to you about it. But yeah, our ancestors are of the blue and purple ray. They appear blue and purple, like this darkish, bluish, purplish tint to their skin. And that's America. Thank you. I was thinking of doing like a podcast, Melina, but I need to get your words out. I know you're writing a book, but I don't want to wait that long because we're finding out information every day that the more we know, the more we can manage this, right? So, what was I saying? Right, so melanin. So it goes back to melanin. Baby, I'll work with you in a second. I'm just going to zip through this because I got a 3.5-year-old. So, it all stems to that, white supremacy. And so right now, the test is racism. If you are white, your test right now, in order to ascend and to finally do this, is to not be racist. To get it out of your system so you can see people. So you don't remain desegregated. And so you can follow that thing in your heart that says, you know, maybe I can get with people of all colors. The funny thing is, it's not there if you're Spanish. It's not there if you're Asian. You can do that interracial stuff. That's fine. That's part of your program. But you need melanin in your bloodline. My husband, who is white, who actually, I can see myself as my soul self and where I'm from as a starseed. It's actually, my white husband's actually black. He took a risk. But I don't know, like, you have a soul if you do your work and you can see your soul, and your soul, you can go visit your soul planet and see it in your visions and see what you look like. And actually my white husband, but he did his work. So now, and Ashera the Star Goddess is really good at like walking into this. This was accurate as well, because, you know, I don't just listen to people and take it. It has to either intuitively hit, or I will channel my ancestors and the angels to get verification. It was all correct. The only part she was wrong on, she thought no white person can ascend without melanin. If you're doing the work and ascending to a certain point, you can. That, they said that was only 25% of the white people without melanin mixed in on this planet. So when Martin Luther King wanted little black boys and little white girls to hold hands, he was saying that for you guys. For you. And you stay racist. That's the part that gets me. I'm like, yo, we came here for you guys because we're like, let's help these people. cycle every single year, same loop, same karmic loop, don't know why they're unhappy, why they're depressed, because their subconscious minds know they're not getting to the cosmos. I know I'm free. I know my whole life people have tried to place me, especially white America has tried to place me as less than. And I'd always look at them like, are you crazy? Like, why do you think because you color of your skin that you're better than me? You know? And it's funny because it's just like always, it's just like they've tried, and I just looked at them like they were absolutely nuts. Like, no, not at all. So that's it sounds a little crazy, but I think for black people to hear it, they'll understand me. They'll understand that we've always looked at white America like, why do you do that? Why can't you see? How come you can't sense this? You know, you don't read energy? Like, every black person I know reads energy. Every black person I know has someone in the family who is a priestess, does this, is a prophetess, has dreams, has visions, has psychic visions, can tell the future. Like, every black person I know has that in their family. So we're so connected to that, right? And so when you hear this for black people, it's not hard at all to be like, yeah, I believe this. Because there's just something not wrong with them, but like there's something missing in them that we have as a community that got us through slavery, still laughing and being the funniest people on the planet. Still looking young at the age of 40, but looking 30. You know, having us being the most athletic. Like, we just know it. It's in our genes and in our blood. Melina is saying they can't believe the lie themselves or they wouldn't fight so hard. It's been so much energy to hold us down, right? And we're here to save them because these low vibrational beings that were at a high enough ascension level to cause that separation or the Tower of Babel, you know, they want you to stay enslaved and segregated and not the melanin, because you're going to keep coming back. You're going to keep being programmed. Not like me. I'm free. If you don't know me, go look. I'm free. I've been free. But it's easier I will say this, it is easier for black people to shake things up in this country or in general because of that. We get programmed as well, but we still have a higher level of consciousness even with the programming to break free of it. That's why we will say what won't be said. That's why when you have diversity, you will be able to adapt, because we're not just going along with the program. So there's more to it. You can look at Ashera Star Goddess. There was only one part that I channeled that I got a little bit more information on. But yeah, we were here to save them. We're the Christos people. We came, and it's funny because I need to do my own journaling. Why did I come here? Was it to be like altruistic, or was it just to help? And it probably was, because at the heart, we can be the most poorest people on the planet and still invite you to our dinner table. So, you know, sometimes I've been so irritated with the racism and how they try to place me and what I've done with it. At the end of the day, can I imagine I still came here to save the same people who would treat me like this, to give them a chance because they don't even know? Melina says they do. A little bit. Now, my purpose is to help the black community. There's other people. So there's this guy, you might have heard of him. He went around to different KKK groups to talk to different white people who are in the Ku Klux Klan on why they shouldn't be. That's not my role, okay? I'm here to help my people ascend, you know, through either spirituality, through healing, through financial wealth. I'm here for black people. My angels are like, yes, you're here for your community. So it's not everyone's role to try to wake them up. But there are some of them that are evolved souls, because you have to be a very evolved, emotionally mature, and spiritual growth to go to I'm as a one black man will go, and I've convinced 300 people to not be a part of the KKK. I walked in there and I did this to try to change their mind. Lisa does not have it in her. That is not her path. But that evolved soul it is. So there's different parts of us. And it's okay for us because we can choose to come here, but I've done the vision quest and my journeys. We can go to other places too. So we chose to come here to help. Because otherwise there's a one dimension I visited, I saw in a vision. It was called Vermeer. It's like I'm part of the royal court, and like I go to galas, like it's amazing. You know, like I can spend my time there. So we chose to come here just to do our part, but we don't have to stay. So that's why people will come here to try to help, I can imagine. Because if I don't have to stay here, and I also have like 20 other reincarnations of myself, well, let me come here and help out. Just once. You know, George Floyd dying on camera to wake people up. But that's like the 400th video, right? Not the first. Seeing the stuff caught on camera, that's part of it to wake them up. And I will tell you all, you're being judged. If you don't remove the racism, you don't ascend. And on one hand, I'm sort of gleeful because y'all, some racist people have tried to put me in their place, and I'm just like, that's what you get. But on the other hand, for your sake, I'm just saying, it don't bother me. I'm a free soul. I manifest. I'm a creator of my life. I got my melanin. I ascend. I came here by choice. It don't matter if you believe me or not, but for your sake, y'all better get with the start doing the work. And it's going to seem real crazy to you to be like, black people are here to save you. But it was funny, I was telling my friend, she's also highly intuitive. But I'm going to keep saying this, I attract a certain type of people. So I guess it's not that interesting. And I was like, have you noticed the powers that be? Now you can't see a commercial without a black woman and a white man on it. Have you noticed all those commercials? That's not by mistake. That's programming. They're trying to condition white men to want black women. Now, she had a different take. Because I took it as like, it's going to come a reckoning in the next few years. You guys are going to realize we're going to be your salvation as a white man to possibly get the bloodline so that you can get the melanin in a future generation. So the thing is, it's like if you intermingle and you have that, your kid has future kids, you can reincarnate and get one of those future kids because your DNA has a frequency match and you can take one of their places, right? And finally escape and not just get in the vicious cycle. So they're doing it, and her take was, and I take was like, black women, it's going to be very obvious spiritually in the next few years who we are, and that we are literally the saviors of the people, which is not surprising since Eve was black, Lilith was black. You know what I mean? Not surprising that like black women will be the savior spiritually. The most spiritual people on the planet will spiritually be able to save them if we do it. So I say know your value, and it's extremely high. My friend had another take. She was like, but then they're just going to try to continue it with their white supremacy and then have colorism be the issue. So the lighter you are, they'll just sort of still be controlling it. And I thought that was possible, but with this ascension process, all that lower vibrational energy stuff is getting shook out. We're like, so I understand what she's doing, but like, I was like, we're in the ascension period, baby. And 5D is respect, love, we're one. You have your own journey. I respect it. It's a little weird, but I can accept it. It's patience, it's kindness. That's the 5D that we're going to be in 2025. And if you're not on that page, you don't, well, it's just going to be two different worlds we live in. Melina says, wow, I have a biracial child too, and that makes so much sense. Yes, and actually my husband, who is white, is actually a black soul, which is funny. I was like, you know what? There's something about you that was a bit different. And I channeled on it. They're like, yeah, actually, he's from the same, you know, he's from a different planet, like starseed than you at the soul level. But yeah. I was like, okay, you helped your family out. Look at you getting melanin in your bloodline. Melina says, right. Melina's very intuitive and very psychic. People watching, so, and most of the black women I deal with are, so like our intuition's on point and so on fire. And she's saying, my ex's family needed the African goddess DNA bad. Yes. The whole lineage now has a little bit of a chance. Part of the generational healing is that there is a lower birth rate for white people all over, not just Americans, because this is global. That's part of the generational healing, which forces people to go outside. So yeah, that is what's going on. For like Melina, I'm glad you're on, because as an intuitive, you can be like, you know what, that makes so much, it made sense to me. Everything I've seen, why like you just don't get it, or why it took you so long to disconnect, or you know what I mean, like why don't you see that this is wrong? Where's your spirit? How come you don't read this? Why are you trying to keep me in this below position when my people are the funniest, smartest, fastest people on the planet? Like, I don't get why you're trying to put us in this subservient position. It doesn't even make sense. It makes sense why, like, I can shake a table that you can never shake because you're scared and you're programmed to be scared. And I'm like, I don't care about this table. I'm going to knock it over. You know, like when Jesus went to the money lenders and knocked it all over. I don't care. I'm the Christos people. The fact that Jesus is looking as white and blonde blue eyes on some of these paintings, and he was from Egypt, ancient Egypt. Like, really? Really? You don't see a disconnect there. You don't see you don't see the disconnect, but I do. So I always knew something was off about them people. But just, I mean, them people, I'm just joking, but like, I always knew something was off, right? But that's the reality that we're in. Thank you to Ashera for opening up my eyes. Like I said, I'm the type of person, I'm doing my own journeys. But she laid it on, and then I looked, and I was like, yep, outside of this one part, she on point. She knew what she was talking about. She ain't right about, like, there's some things I don't think she's right about, but, you know, she's on point for a lot of it. So always make sure that you go channel, because some white, I saw this in the comments under her lives, and it's like white and Asian people are like, what, I can't ascend? And it's like, you can if you get to that level of consciousness and awakeness and spiritual evolution, right? And so they're like really sad listening to her because they can tell she's making sense. So I was like, no, it's not all lost. So I have to post under the comments like, no, it's fine, I channeled on it, you know. But you can if you're at a certain level. So that is what I wanted to tell you. And so this might sound, whoa, but it's real. And I think most black people who listen to it will be like, yeah, that sounds about right. That is why, you know, everyone's saying, like, I told this white girl, but she's very intuitive. And so I told her, I don't just tell anyone, but white person this, because it's sort of hard for them to take. She's very intuitive. So I was telling her, she was like, it actually sounds right. But she's like, but if he was black Jesus, would it be opposite? Would you guys like try to hold us down? And I was like, girl, no. Because even to this day, with all the stuff we've been through, all the things you put us through, we're still literally just saying we want equality, not revenge. Okay? All the history, the BS, the corruption, and we're still just saying treat us right. So no, girl, that's not in us. And you got to remember, we're jumping in and out of here as needed. We still have other lives and planets. We can ascend. We have the melanin. We have the light bodies. We don't need to be like, so for the 25%, we don't have to like super evolve to be able to travel freely. So it's what is it for them to spend 1 or 2 lifetimes here, like, and sacrificing their life so that you can wake up, right? Because at the, you know, at those higher dimensions, we all love and we do want what's best on this 3D world. So okay, I'll post it in the group. She does a lot of lives, but I'll post the one where she really lays into this, and you'll see my comments underneath, because I'm always like, girl, I don't need to be vegan. She be saying something, I was like, girl, that's you. I don't need to be vegan. You know, the thing is, when I listen to spiritual healers, my benefits, and yours as well, Melina, and anyone out there, if you develop your spiritual gifts to channel and assert with your own ancestors and guides, you can hear something and be like, that's not me, that's you. Stop telling people they need to do that. And it's really important. So for me, I love the fact that when I hear something, I can channel. I just got to center myself, get quiet, do my channel writing, and I'll get the answer. And so I want everyone to be at that point where you can follow any spiritual leader or priest that you want. And if you have a question, you can get the answer yourself. Now, it takes time to get to that level of channeling. Some people have it automatically, and other people like me, we build up to it. But I'd love for you all to get that, go to the source, and you have everything inside yourself. We keep telling you that. On this channel, I'm just going to be sharing my truths and revelations and how I got there. But I hope I hope you start the discipline, because this is the time. People like me are thriving. I want you to thrive too. And it's not by accident. So thanks for tuning in. You know, you heard my daughter. She cute. But I'm gonna give her attention. And Melina, I'll post in the group when I'm done driving, and I will tag you. But you can Google or YouTube Ashera Star Goddess and look at her most recent videos of over the last 2 months. But there's a specific ones. I've been binging her a little bit. Yes. So so when Holy Spirit, Melina says, will help you discern truth versus projection. Right. So I get an immediate hit. It's right. I point to my heart because that's also where my soul is and where I get it, like my whole life. So I'll get something here, like nah, that's you. Don't be trying to tell these people. And I get mad because other people are listening. So if there's something that's you versus like, you really need to be on point before you assert that stuff, because people are listening to you. They don't need to do that. That's your lineage. That's your bloodline. That's your ancestral. You know what I mean? That's your ancestral lineage. That's not anyone else's. So you go vegan. My lineage, actually, I can eat pork, and I channel my ancestors, and I can do poultry. So that's optimal. So I eat beef. That's not optimal. Pork is, though. That's what my ancestors told me, right? So it's so important for you to develop these skills and ability to access that information any way that you want. So love you guys. I'm going to go. So I have so much material, and I just wanted to be perfect or at home in front of my office. But you know what? I just can't do that anymore because I'm not getting the content out, and so much is changing every single day, and we're learning new stuff and how to handle this. It might be I'm in the car, I'm at the beach, but you're just going to get it, okay? So hopefully if like the words make sense, it just opens your eyes up to what's going on, and just to start making sense, and we can ride this wave gracefully and thrive. I'm also going to start doing some stuff on different manifestation techniques because I'm really good at manifesting. And so I just want to share like the different ways that you guys can do it, and give you like 7 to 10 options, but like get started on it. I'm a creator and I want you to be that too, which is why my life looks the way it looks. I mean, I've had 30 different intentions that are working, right? You know, so life looks a certain way. So I'll talk to you later. Thank you, Melina, and whoever who watches this in the future. And more will be coming. And Melina, I'll get in touch with you. I want to do that, what you have in your head, and get it out to the public if you're open to it, because I know you are a missing link to make this make even more sense. So bye.